Hi, everyone, and welcome to Buffett and Beyond Research Stock of the Week. And this is June 6th, 2024. Summer's here, and we're going over Trane Technologies. And you might not recognize this name, but you will in a second. Just to let you know, it's up 80% this past year, and I'm talking about the past 12 months. So this is a pretty decent stock here, folks. And remember, if you want to walk on this beach like Jimmy Buffett once did, you've got to learn how to invest even better than Warren Buffett does today. And let's go over Trane Technologies, and you'll see where you've heard this name before, or maybe not. Trane Technologies, formerly Ingersol Rand. Yes, we've all heard of that company. And it's a leading provider of climate control solutions for buildings. So it's in the home building. Even though it's in the machinery space, it's in the home building ETF. So it provides climate control solutions for buildings and food transportation, which is refrigerated freight solutions. It has three operating segments, and in the Americas, 78% of sales up here in the USA and Canada, and a little bit in Europe and Middle East, Africa, Asia. Brands include Trane, American Standard. There you go. That's the standard that all the builders use. They say American Standard faucets, American Standard this, American Standard that, and that's what they ask for. And Thermo King, we've all heard of Thermo King over the years. And as of the end of this past year, it had 39 manufacturing and assembling facilities around the world and 40,000 employees. That's a lot of, it's a big company, folks. Now, let us take a brief look at the charts, and the blue vertical lines represent the average stock in the S&P 500, and in fact, it's the average stock in our 1800 stock database. And the green line, the green vertical lines, represent Trane Technologies. And we can see that the clean surplus ROE, and think of the clean surplus return on equity as if you put money in a bank, what do you get bottom line? And the average stock, 13.5%. Trane is almost doubling that. So would you rather put your money in bank account S&P 500 or bank account Trane Technologies? And then the net income, this is the bottom line profit, around 13% for the average stock and almost double that of the Trane Technologies company. And revenue, the average stock is 7.1%, and over 5 years, the average for Trane Technology is 11.7%. So it's not doubling, but maybe up by more than 65% than the average stock. Now, let's look at some individual years and see what they expect for this year. And we are looking at 14%, which is great. Revenue growth, which is great. Slowing down for 2025. So that's what we have to look at. But then again, so is every other stock out there. And that's exactly what we're looking at right in here, folks. Now, years to pay debt. This is Buffett's rule. He says if a company takes all the money it's making, how many years would it take to pay off the debt if it just put all the money it's making into paying the debt? His rule of thumb is 5 years or less. Ours is 3 years or less. And this company can pay off its debt in less than 2 years. And the recent dividend is 1.1%. And we want growth companies, back here to retention rate, how much of the money is the company making that it puts back into itself in order to grow. And we want to see a high number, highest possible number here. We like stocks that are growing at 100%, but those are smaller companies. 65% is a good rate of growth for a company this size, and very, very nice. All right, let's look over the 1 year. Black line is the S&P 500, so this is over the past 12 months. Black line, the S&P 500, up about a little under 20%. And we are looking at Trane at up above about 80%. So we're looking at almost 4 times the rate of return of the average stock. And the average stock is doing pretty good, folks. And when we look over 5 years, we're looking at the S&P of about 85% up over 5 years. And this stock up almost 220%, 225% to be exact. So we're looking at 2.5 times that of the S&P 500. Now let's also bring in the XHB. What's the XHB? Yeah, it's the home building ETF. So this is where we actually got this stock because we look at the ETFs very closely. Again, this is over 5 years. Black line is the S&P 500, up about 80%. Then we have the Home Builders ETF, which is doing very well, up 150% relative to the S&P 500, and Trane up 240%, 235% in there somewhere. So yeah, Trane is doing very, very well relative to its ETF that it's in, and it is one of the top stocks in the Home Builders ETF according to our clean surplus account calculations. So that's where we actually got this stock, because it's in our top stocks in the Home Builders ETF. So folks, yeah, it's doing very, very well. So over 5 years, not only outperforming the S&P 500, almost tripling the S&P 500, almost doubling the, well, up about 75% more than the ETF itself. And the ETF itself is right now, for this year, since January 1st, this ETF is up almost double the S&P 500. So we're looking at a stock that's doing very, very well in here, folks, and doing very, very well relative to its own ETF, which is doing very, very well relative to the S&P 500. So you're winning on all fronts here, folks. Yeah, we like Trane Technologies, and we like the space it's in because of smart buildings, and people are really paying attention now, or builders are really paying attention to smart buildings that are fuel efficient and saving the economy, saving the world, folks, little by little, one step at a time. All right, so we like Trane Technologies. It's in our portfolio, and we just love this stock, folks. So here we are in a good stock, and here we are getting ready for the weekend, and in fact, we are in the weekend by the time you're reading this. So folks, go out, enjoy yourself. We've had a pretty good week in the market. So if you want to walk on this beach like Jimmy Buffett used to do at one time, you've got to learn how to invest even better than Warren Buffett does now. Okay, folks, go out, have a great weekend, be with your loved ones, and we'll see you back here on Monday.